Yeah, actually, we went to Puri, and
Oh,
from Puri we have come to Bangalore. Now we are in Bangalore,
okay.
and that's why.
Okay. So your exactly your face is looking. That's why generally your place is
Yeah,
looking.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, good, good. How was your Puri Yatra?
Very good, Prabhuji. Have a nice darshan. These things, so very
Jagannath.
good.
Jai
Yeah.
Jagan.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath.
Okay. Shobha ji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Kamath family, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you went to Radhashtami celebrations?
No, we did it online. Online, Prabhu.
Oh, online.
We were busy with for donation for the new temple.
Oh,
Hare Krishna Dham, yes.
you're collecting donations. Huh?
Yes, from our apartment only.
Okay.
So yesterday from ISKCON Prabhu had come.
Ah,
Yeah, so he was very happy with the collection.
good, good. Nice, nice. All of
We'll have one more Krishna temple in Whitefield, yes.
two temples are coming now.
Krishna Dham.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. He
Very
says
nice.
within 2 years, they'll be ready.
Very good. So you can go every day.
Hopefully, yes.
Good, good. Very nice. Okay, Sushila ji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
So you're in American place.
Yes, yes. But joining this Gita session is such a good feeling. Yeah, divine interaction.
You're back by when to India?
First week of November, Prabhuji. 6th of November.
So you are coming during Kartik time.
Kartik time, yes, correct.
Okay, good, good. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Sushma ji is busy.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Vandana ji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bhumika ji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Kamlesh ji, Hare Krishna. Okay, fine. So let's begin our session with prayers to Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. And we continue our discussion. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pratari Nirvisesha Shamani Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki jai Shri Shri Sai Gauranga ki jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai Hare Krishna. So let's take a quick recap of the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verses 1 to 15, which we have been discussing since last few sessions. And from there, we'll continue our discussions. So this 9th chapter is called the most confidential knowledge. In this chapter, only Krishna speaks. Okay. And then this chapter and 15th chapter. Both the chapters, only Krishna speaks. And rest all chapters we see Arjuna asking questions and Krishna answering them. Okay. Then in this chapter, Krishna is giving the understanding of the most confidential aspect of his understanding, that is devotional service. Why it is very confidential? Because generally people don't know, first of all, about Krishna. Krishna said in 7th chapter, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, means out of millions of people, hardly somebody is interested in perfection of life. About who am I, why am I here? And out of them, many who have perfected their lives, Hardly anybody knows Krishna. So rarity of even knowing Krishna is already explained. And coming to the point of understanding about his devotional service, it is even more difficult. Or rather, it is even more rare. That's why it is very confidential. Most confidential, right? Prabhupada explains. The subject matter explained in 2nd and 3rd chapter is called confidential. That you are spirit soul. People don't know about that we are spirit soul. They think they are this body. And next level of some introductory devotional service aspects were explained in 7th and 8th chapters. That is called more confidential, right? And in this chapter, whatever Krishna is going to describe is called most confidential. See, there are different grades: confidential, more confidential, most confidential. And what is the nature of this most confidential understanding? Krishna explains in 8 different symptoms, as it is the highest knowledge, topmost knowledge. And it is the Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. It's the most confidential aspect of understanding. And it is the most purest. It is transcendental. It can be perceived directly by anybody who practices this. Actually, the most confidential knowledge is aspect of devotional, right? Anybody who practices them, this form of religion, and very happily it can be performed. And it is inexhaustible, it is eternal, right? Like this Krishna explains, and he says, one who practices relieved from miseries. One who doesn't practice, he will be entangled in the cycle of birth and death. Having said this much, Krishna started explaining about some of the confidential aspects about his existence in the material world. Even though Krishna is present everywhere in his inconceivable way as his impersonal feature. Maya tadam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina. Says, in my impersonal form, I am everywhere. Everything is on me, but I am not there. So Krishna is speaking about a very important principle called Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference in this chapter, in the very beginning, telling how he is there and is not there, which means personally he is not there, but his energies are working so wonderfully that it seems as though things are happening automatically. But Krishna's hand is there behind everything. So Krishna explains this in that second portion of this chapter. That is from verse 4 to verse 10. How everything in the material world is being conducted, supervised, managed by Krishna's, his direction. And material nature is working under his orders. She is only managing based on Krishna's orders. This was very clearly explained. And further, from verse 11 onwards, Krishna explains the spectrum of different personalities in this world. Who first section is lowest, who don't know about Krishna. Avajananti Mamudha. People who are totally ignorant, they are foolish. They have one conception of God, thinking that, when God is coming, he is like one of us. They don't understand the transcendental nature of Krishna. They consider him to be like any ordinary person. Right? This is the understanding of ignorant people, and even the demoniac people, atheistic people, they have this such understanding. And Krishna was telling, in fact, he was condemning such people, that they are completely bewildered by their demoniac and atheistic views. Right? And coming to the one more extreme of this spectrum, pure devotees, Mahatmas. About Mahatmas, Krishna has indicated in the 8th chapter also, that Mahatmas are those who are constantly engaged in remembering him, thinking of him. Right? Krishna says that these Mahatmas are those personalities who never come back to this material world. They always achieve the highest perfection. Krishna has indicated in the 8th chapter. Now Krishna is telling these Mahatmas further about their further qualifications, further various wonderful aspects, that these Mahatmas are constantly under Krishna's internal energy, internal potency, and they are constantly always engaged in Krishna's devotional service. Not even one moment they are without doing service to Krishna. And they are Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. They're always chanting Krishna's glories, always endeavoring with great determination. This is important. That the devotees are always endeavoring with, because Maya is very forceful, very strong. So we have to show our determination, right? Every day chanting, every day performing our bhakti is something which we have to, as an Atma, we have to take a determined step. That's what it means. So like this, the great souls always perpetually worship Krishna, Nitya Yukta Upasate. Now coming to verse 15, which we'll discuss and then move forward, it will help us to understand next aspects. So we understood in verse 11 and 12 about atheistic, demoniac, and foolish, ignorant people. And verse 13 and 14, Krishna explained about pure devotees, Mahatmas. The Prabhupada says Mahatma means not putting a rubber stamp on anybody and just voting somebody as a Mahatma. Our understanding of Mahatma is something different. What Bhagavad Gita explains about Mahatma is something totally different. Right? We take the version of Bhagavad Gita. Mahatma means great soul. Just like we say Mahatma Vidura. Right? Great devotees are called Mahatmas. Means their understanding about this world is very broader, and they know about Krishna's existence. They only know Krishna and nothing else. And they also see everything in Krishna's, as Krishna's energy, everything should be used in Krishna's energy. Basically, Mahatmas are Uttama Adhikaris or pure devotees, Mahabhagavatas. Okay, so now Krishna explains in 15th verse, Jnana Yagyena Chap Anye. There are others who also worship me. Yajanto Mam Upasate. Right? There are others who also worship. Basically, now Krishna is going to explain the spectrum of different devotees or different personalities worshipping Krishna. One extreme is atheistic, demoniac, foolish people. Another extreme is pure devotees. In between, there is a range of different people worshipping. Krishna already has mentioned about 4 types of personalities in 7th chapter. Chaturvidha bhajante ma jana sukritono arjuna. 16th verse, 7th chapter, Krishna says, the 4 types of people who come and surrender to me are who are artho, means they are distressed, or artha, those who are in need of money or wealth, jigyasu, or inquisitive, and fourthly, those who are wise, or those who are in knowledge. Right? Already these 4 categories Krishna has explained. So now Krishna is further giving us 3 more classifications. He says one is called Ekatvena. This refers to what is known as monism, or Prabhupada also explains elsewhere, it is also known as Aham Grahopasana, which means there's a class of a spiritual discipline who consider that finally we are all God, we all become God. Right? Yes, we are all God only, but we are small gods. Right? We are minute gods, sample gods. God is great. So we are qualitatively same as God, but we are quantitatively very minute. This discrimination, this monish or ekatvena, people, they're actually gyanis. They don't, these are all gyanis only. All these 3 categories for whom we are going to describe. They have philosophized in that way. Impersonalists. They think that finally we all become God, one with God. Aham grahopasana. Right? So we are all God. At one point of time, when my illusion is gone, I also become God. So this is with regard to Krishna. There's a description in the Bhagavata that when Krishna's daily activities are described, in Dwarka. Morning, Krishna used to get up and worship himself. Because Krishna is Supreme Personality. Worshipping himself makes sense. Whereas in our case, we get up and worship ourselves. It is not correct. So this is the point. So basically, to at least they are, instead of not doing anything, instead of considering yourself to be material body and just becoming busy with eating, sleeping, mating, defending, at least they have come to the point of worshipping and understanding that yes, we are supposed to move forward in the spiritual discipline. That is better. Right? Eventually, they will come to the point of understanding that, oh, I am part and parcel. When they get a pure devotee's mercy, they will come to the point of understanding. As Krishna explained in 7th chapter, that Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. At least they have begun to one level of jnana, that we are spiritual. Right? We are not this material. So that is good. But that is not what understanding they have come to, it is not perfect. That's the point. So this is one category, ekatvena, monism or monotheism. Second is called pruthatvena. Pruthatvena means it is called pantheism in English. Many gods. Everything is God. Correct. That is also correct. Vedas say, Sarvam Akhilam Idam Brahma. Everything is God. Everything is God's energy. So there's a statement by, I think, one saint says that in temple, if you worship a patthar, stone, then I will worship a mountain. So it's better, no? Patthar Puja, something like that. I forget that. It's Hindi phrase. Anyway, so this is the way these people come to conclusion. So everything is God. Everything is God's energy only. But specifically, God has a form. Right? You can say, yes, tiger also is God. Let us go and embrace the tiger. What will happen? Tiger God will eat you. Right? So this is the point. So we need to, again, apply the principle of simultaneously one and different. Very important principle. So this is what, generally the different categories of spiritualists don't apply. They are just stuck to one type of a thinking. That everything is God. This also gives us the understanding, especially in Hinduism. Oh, there are so many gods. We have a mall of gods. So when you go to mall, so many products are available. We have very mall. Everybody is God. So many gods you have to worship. Sometimes you go to some houses, our donors' houses. They take us to puja room full of so many photos and so many things. They say, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother, all collections. Everything is there. Right? Whole range of different devatas and personalities are there. So everybody is God. Worship any God, you will go to highest perfection. That is called Pruthatvena, pantheism. Okay. That is also okay, but not perfect. Right? But you have to understand, all different devatas are, they are all administrative personalities, managers, meant to assist Krishna. Devatas know this. But if we mistake about this, Krishna explains further in this chapter later on. That, worshipping demigods is avidhi purvaka. It is illegal, Krishna says. So like this, ekatvena, monotheism or monism, pruthatvena, pantheism, and there is one more class of spiritualists who worship Vishwato Mukham. They consider the whole universal existence, that is universe, as a body of God, universal form. Right? So this is one more class. So like this, there is category of people who are having different perceptions and conceptions about God. But all of them are in one sense correct in their sense, but not perfect. It requires some more refinement in their understanding. That's the point. So Krishna explains or mentions this only. He doesn't elaborate like how we explained about Mahatma or the atheists, right? He just mentions because they are not that important. They're all there. Slowly, gradually, once they get in touch with a pure devotee or mercy of a pure devotee, they also move forward or progress in their bhakti. That's the idea. Now, next, Krishna is going to talk about in the Vedas, there are 3 sections. Prabhupada has been explaining about this from the beginning of this Gita's different purports. The 3 sections in the Vedas are called Karma Kanda, or engaging in fruitive activities. Means you perform this ritual, this yajna, then you get this result. Means people are accustomed to, or they are made to perform some rituals, some pujas and some yajnas, and for some benefits, material karma kanda. There's one more section, kanda, right, which we discussed in 15th chapter, Gyanis. They think, just speculate our existence, about the world's existence, about different aspects of the material world. Go on speculating. Just like the monists are stuck with the understanding, I am God. Aham. Yes, I am Brahman, but I am miniature God. Like this. So coming to some level of understanding by your own endeavor, by your habit of speculation. That's what they are called. It is called Jnana Kanda. The third is called Upasana Kanda. Upasana Kanda has different divisions, and this worship of Krishna also. So like this, the 3 divisions are there. Now Krishna is going to explain about Dharma Kanda in next this 16th verse actually. Okay. So 16th verse says, Aham kratur aham yajnah aham aushadam mantroham aham evajyam aham agnir. In different karma kanda activities, yajnas. So there are different types of sacrifices. Vedic sacrifices are recommended, right? And sacrifice means wherein there is a requirement of the fire, requirement of the offering for in the fire, and there is a requirement of ghee. It's called clarified butter, right? And there is a requirement of some brahmanas chanting mantras. Like this, there are many requirements to perform a yajna, a ritual. A lot of the puja samagri, the paraphernalia required for performing yajna, right? So this, what Krishna is telling here is all the various paraphernalia, all the various ingredients, all the various aspects for performance of any Vedic sacrifice is actually, everything is Krishna only. Krishna and Krishna's energy. For example, the fire in the yajna. What did Krishna say in 7th chapter? Bhumi rapo analo vayu. Anala means fire. I am fire, Krishna says. The fire is one of my energies, Krishna says. So the different various aspects, mantras have omkara, mantras are having different combinations of different, like Vedic sounds. So all that sound, Krishna says, I am only that. The mantras chanted are Krishna only. The fire is Krishna only, right? And there are different types of yajnas in the Karma Kanda, like they are called, Prabhupada explains, mentions 2 yajnas, Jyotishtoma yajna and Maha yajna. They're all very technical things. We'll not get into details. So there are some yajnas which is offered to Pitras. There are many forefathers who have not got their bodies, next gross body. They're all in the subtle body of ghost in Pitraloka. So as the family members, they have responsibility to offer oblations every year during Shraddha Mas, right? So they have to perform some rituals, Vedic sacrifices, and they're supposed to.
Uttam, Dippija Rakini. তো
They are
বললো
supposed
ফ্রিজে
to-
রাখতে সুভাষ।
Hare Krishna. Request to mute anybody who is there. Okay, fine. So basically, there are some sacrifices recommended to offer because any sacrifice is meant to satisfy Vishnu. So they are supposed to offer some prasadam after the sacrifice to forefathers. It's clarified butter in the form of a drug so that they get prasadam and they get liberated. That's the idea. So, like this, the various aspects of the different karma kandiya yajnas are all in one or the other way Krishna's different manifestations. That's what Krishna wants to tell us here, right? Whereas in devotional service, what happens? Directly we are serving Krishna, right? So Krishna explained this in the 8th chapter, if you remember, towards the end, right? Very nicely Krishna explained the last verse of 8th chapter, that whatever you do in terms of sacrifice, Vedeshu yagneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam, right? All the different various recommendations given in the Vedas, study of the Vedas, different yajnas, different tapasyas, and different charities, all the different karma kandi activities, all of them, the results what you get from them is as good as result getting from is more simply perform devotional service, the same result you'll get. So Krishna is just giving a mention that the karma kandiya should not think that oh, I am doing something big yajna, big havan, I am doing so many things I am doing. No, Krishna says all of the ingredients, all of the various aspects are Krishna only, and performing devotional service means you have performed all sacrifices, greatest sacrifice you have done, right? That is the meaning of this verse. Next two very interesting verses are there, not 2, 3, 17, 18 and 19. Krishna gives a very wonderful understanding of this world view of various things in this material, various things in this universe. He says everything is I, everything is Krishna. Verse 17, Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yajurevacha. So Krishna is telling, I am the father of the universe, I am the mother, I am the supporter or creator, I am the grandfather, I am the object of knowledge, Vedyam, I am the purifier, I am Omkara, I am all the Vedas, Rik, Yajur, Sam. So different things Krishna explains here. So basically, whatever we see in the material world, this material world, is actually, Krishna said, just in the previous few verses before, Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Under his direction only, they're all being conducted. They're all moving. Right? So now Krishna is giving specific instruction, rather the knowledge here, that everything is his energy only, or manifestation of his energy only. Right? It's like me as a person has different family members with me. My mother, my father, my husband, my wife, my children. Who are all these personalities? All these personalities, actually speaking, they're having different material bodies based on their previous karma. But all of them are spirit souls. Right? They're all Krishna's marginal energy. The Vibhinna Amsha. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. So various different personalities, they may appear as different by their bodily appearance, but actually they are spirit souls. They are Krishna's energy only, right? But under the influence of their different karmas, Prakriti, material nature is giving them different bodies, different races, male, female, somebody's father, mother, grandfather. Like this, we have different roles being played by the individual souls, right? So the same soul in the next one more body is going to get, it will change its role. Right? A soul in the male body may get a female body in the next life. Possible. Or a soul in the female body may get a male body in the next life. Very much possible. So like this, basically all the living entities, whomever we see as different family members or our close relatives, or all Krishna says, it's me only. Pitaham, aham, Krishna says everywhere. Aham, mata, dhata, pitamaha. Whomever you see, they are not independent entities. They are all Krishna's energy only. Right? They are all Krishna's manifestations only. Right? Prabhupada says, not only are our father and mother parts and parcels of Krishna, but their creator, grandmother, grandfather, etc. are also Krishna. Everybody is Krishna only, in one sense. Krishna's energy only. That is what it means. So every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. So which means they are also Krishna only. They are not independent. So this is what Vedas want us to understand. Vedyam. Vedyam means the object of knowledge. What is to be known? Vedescha sarver ahameva vedyaha, later on Krishna says. From all Vedas, Krishna has to be known. So the different personalities whom we see as our father, mother, relatives, husband, wife, children, they are all not independent entities existing. They are all Krishna's part and parcels taken these different bodies. In one lecture, Prabhupada very nicely says, if parents think, oh, I have given birth to this child, that is wrong. Through the arrangement of Krishna, the arrangement is such that one soul has taken shelter or is given under your shelter, and the material nature through its workings has produced a body. You are just you're just participating in that. You have no role. You have not done any system setup for creating a baby, right? The whole thing is the material world is designed so nicely that Krishna has created this world so wonderfully that all these manifestations are happening. It looks as though, oh, I have given birth to this is my son, my daughter. That feeling you get. But actually the way, if you see, your role is very minimum. There's so many things which Krishna has arranged so wonderfully. It looks as though you're doing. This is what Krishna explains in 3rd chapter. Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Right? Actually, material world, material nature is doing everything, but out of false ego, you think, I am doing everything. That's the point. So, this has to be known. Vedyam. And further, Krishna says, it is pavitram. I am the purifier, which means, unless you understand that I am actually spirit soul, Jivera Swarupa Nitya Krishna Das. This understanding is the purest understanding. As Prabhupada says, our constitutional position. Our real position is I am spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. So this understanding is awakened. That is the purifying stage. Unless you don't come to this stage, you will be in the other understanding that I am this body, I am part of the society, other bodies are my friends, relatives. This is impure understanding, contaminated or conditioned understanding. You have to come to this purified understanding that I am spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. So, like this, coming to this level of understanding is what makes you move forward in your spiritual journey. So, all this understanding, as Krishna already explained, Pavitram, the purest of understanding is what? I am spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. I have to do devotional service to Krishna, highest understanding. So, like this, and the Omkara is a sound representation of Krishna. Omkara, Krishna explains. And all the Vedas are also emanations of Krishna only, in which the descriptions of Krishna's various aspects is explained. So, in one sense, what we see in this world is everything is Krishna, Krishnamaya. Sarvam Akhilam Idam Brahma, the statement in Vedas. Everything is Brahman, everything is Krishna only. This similar statement in the 4th chapter, if you remember. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir Brahmagno Brahmana Hutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. 4th chapter, 25th verse. So, not 25th, 24th verse. Sorry. So this is, Krishna also says the same thing. Brahmarpanam. Everything is I am only that. Everything what you're offering is I, finally me only. It's coming to me only. So like this, Krishna explains. And further, in 18th verse, some more interesting things Krishna explains. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Shranam. See, all these verses are meant to train our perception, train our seeing. We should not see our family members as somebody independent. We should see them in connection with Krishna. And always we should know what is the purpose of this whole arrangement. The arrangement of family here is to give us a glimpse of how the family is in Krishna Loka. Right? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishner samsara. We should go to Krishna samsara, not this material samsara. My samsara is this. Wife, husband, children. No. This samsara is going to end one day. You should go to Krishna samsara. Krishnera samsara chadi anachar. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. Giving up all the other, improper, illegal, and the sinful activities, for go to Krishna samsara. Otherwise, you will be going on in this samsara chakra again and again. So this is just to give an understanding that we actually belong to Krishna. The purpose is to know about Krishna. Vedic literatures are meant to reveal us about our real identity. Right? They are not simply there for no purpose. No. The purpose is all to help you, because you have forgotten Krishna. Anadi Bahirmukha Jiva, Krishna Bhuli Gela. We have forgotten Krishna since time immemorial. So Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, has given his Vedas for our understanding that yes, we all have an eternal relationship with Krishna. That's the understanding. So these verses is training us to have a proper shastric perception. It's called Jnana Chakshusha, the vision of the scriptures, vision of Lord Krishna. Next, 18th verse. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrit Prabhavaha Pralayah Stanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. Very interesting verse. Krishna says 12 things Krishna says in this verse. Gati. Gati means the purpose or the goal. What is my goal in life? Krishna says, I am the goal. If you ask anybody, what is your goal in life? If you ask children, they will say, I want to become pilot. I want to become IAS officer. Okay, very good. So, like this, people have different goals at different stages of life. But Krishna says, all these different goals will end with you at one point of time. Your final goal should be to reach Krishna, to me. So Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate vidus swartha gatim hi Vishnum. Bhagavata, Prahlad says that people don't know that ultimately my real swartha gati, my real self-interest is reaching Vishnu. Rather, they are busy with so much of other these temporary activities. Durashaya ye bahirartha manina. They are hoping against hope. Krishna explained in 12th verse, right? Moga asha, moga karmano. They have plans, it's going to fail, bewilder them. They are working so hard, which is finally going to frustrate them. The materialists, right? And they have so much of understanding about this. Oh, everything is going to be successful. One fine day, flop, right? I bewilder them. That's how this world is. But even then, they have hopes. Durashaya, bahirartha manina. And they are so blinded by this. And blind leaders are leading other blind people. All are falling into a ditch. Andha yathandai rupaniyamana. And they are all bound strongly by ropes, by the stringent laws of nature. So even then, like the last 2 days in this part of North India, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and all, we had depression with regard to, heavy storm and rains. Right? Just today it was a little normal. So, so many things, we can't do anything. Nobody could go out. We're all stranded. Right? Many houses in different parts in UP, reports say that they all collapsed because, continuous rains. So like this, we are under strong, stringent laws of nature. So, if our goal is something else other than Krishna, that is going to mislead us. Right? So, Krishna is very clearly telling, I am the Gati. So, Prabhupada very nicely says, one who does not know Krishna is misled, and his so-called progressive march is either partial or hallucinatory. Means is only, as Prahlad Maharaj says, Maya Sukha. Oh, that is my goal. Just like you are running behind a mirage in the desert. Oh, water is there, but suddenly you go there, no water. So happiness is there, that is happiness. Running behind that, after that, nothing. Right? So like this, people have different goals. Prabhupada says, some have demigods as their goals. Some have, and they perform very strict austerities. I'll go to Chandra Loka, Surya Loka, Mahar Loka, Indra Loka. There so many things they have. But all these lokas, whatever you go, is only creation of Krishna only. About this, Krishna is going to explain the later verses now. Upasana Kanda, Krishna is going to explain later, next section. So basically, like this, approaching different things, having different goals. If you remember, there's a statement in the 4th chapter. Ye thamam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyam. Mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasha. 11th verse, 4th chapter. Krishna says that so many people are doing so many things. As they surrender, I reciprocate or I reward accordingly, Krishna says. But actually, everybody is following in my path only. We just now discussed about monism, pantheism, and worship of universal form, the distressed desire of wealth. So many people are doing so, but ultimately they're all coming to one level. But their progress may be slow, right? It's partial, as Prabhupada says, partial, or sometimes they are so bewildered, hallucinatory also. They are thinking they are going, but they're going in the wrong direction, right? That's like the atheists, they think, oh, we are also progressing, but they're going in the wrong direction. So Krishna says, Gati should be me. If anything else is there, then it will bewilder you. So Prabhupada says, one should approach Krishna directly. That will save time and energy. Right? You can eat like this or you can eat like this also. What is better? Right? Eating this is better. No, I'll eat like this also. I'll eat upside down also. Oh, you do whatever you want. But it will be difficult for you. As Prabhupada gives one more example. Normal way of eating is this. No, I'll eat like this. Put a pipe here and eat. That is done only when you are totally lying on bed unconscious. So like this, so many things is not natural. So directly approaching Krishna is what Krishna is recommending here. I am the Gati. I am the destination. So directly approach me. Then Bharta. Bharta means Krishna is the maintainer, sustainer. He is maintaining us. Everything what we are having is all through Krishna's arrangement only. Now, I may think, oh, government is giving me these facilities, or some my society is giving me these facilities. No, they are not doing it independently. They are doing it under the arrangement Krishna has made. The Prabhupada gives example of communist government. Communists will say, oh, you pray to God, ask whether he'll give you bread. So they'll go and pray to God. No bread is coming. So they'll bring one truck of bread and say, now you pray to us. Oh, see, take bread. So Prabhupada said, this is how, they say, oh, we are giving you bread. So God is not there. We are actually God. But these people, foolish people, they don't understand where from they get the God that bread, wheat and all, who has manufactured? They didn't manufacture in the factory. Right? The wheat is coming from the earth, which is the arrangement of Krishna. So like this, Bharta, real maintainer is Krishna. Sustainer is Krishna. So Gatir Bharta Prabhu. He is the Supreme Lord. Krishna said in 5th chapter, Bhoktaram Vegnatapasham Sarvalok Maheshwaram. I am the Lord of all the planetary systems. I am the Prabhu. Right? Ishvara Parama Krishna. That is, so every word in this verse is very important. Krishna is giving a complete understanding. Very nice verse it is. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. You can meditate, contemplate on this verse. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. Sakshi means he's the witness. He's sitting in everybody's heart as a CCTV camera and watching 24 hours. What you're thinking, what you're seeing, what you're watching, what you're talking. He knows everything. You would have forgotten, but he has recorded everything and kept. And he will award you accordingly results. Right? What you desired. You are nobody to complain why it is happening to me like this. It is because you desired it or you deserved it. Right? Krishna has all recordings. That is the point. It's witness. So there is a nice statement we are reading recently, Bhagavatam. How when in Ajamila, this past time, when the Yamadutas and Vishnudutas are having a conversation, Ajamila, during this last moment of his time, he is chanted Narayana loudly, and he's about to leave his body. Actually, he was addressing his son Narayana, but Narayana thought he is calling him. So he was so sinful that he left all the Brahmanical all the activities, and he resorted to many sinful activities of even marrying a prostitute, begetting children from them, and giving up his very religious wife and not caring for their elderly parents. Like this, he did a lot of nonsense activities, sinful activities. So in one sense, he was qualified to go to Yamaloka. So one side Yamadutas are coming, another side Vishnudutas are coming. And there is a conversation between them. Very interesting conversation. Right? The Yamadutas are claiming this is a sinful soul. He is supposed to come to Yamaloka for punishment. Vishnudutas say he may be sinful, but he chanted Narayana at the end of his life. So he should come with us. Like this conversation happens. So in that conversation, Vishnudutas, Yamadutas tell, see, there are many witnesses. Sun, moon, air, direction. So Prabhupada gives examples. See, where is the shortage of witnesses? Krishna has so many CCTV cameras. Air. Everywhere air is there. Everywhere sky is there. Everywhere sunshine, moonshine, water. Even Yamaraj is also watching. Yamaraj is as powerful as Paramatma. He is watching. So like this, there are 11 witnesses being mentioned by the Yamadutas. So based on these evidences, we have recordings. So he is liable to be punished. So why are you interfering with us? Like this very interesting conversation goes on. So witness, Sakshi. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. Nivasaha Sharanam Suhrit. Nivasaha means he is the ultimate abode. Shelter. Right? Ultimate, the other, his abode is what you're supposed to reach. Even this world is also his abode only, in one sense. But reaching his shelter is what Krishna wants us. His nivasa. Krishna is saying, come back to me, come back to my abode. Sharanam, we have to take his shelter. You have to surrender to him. Nivasa, Sharanam, Suhrit. Suhrit means very dear friend. About Suhrit, Krishna also told in the 5th chapter. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the best well-wisher, best friend. Right? He is the most best well-wisher for everybody. Suhrit, Prabhava Pralaya Sthanam. He is the source of creation and is also cause of annihilation. Right? This already we discussed in the 8th and this chapter also, 9th chapter. Right? He is Prabhava Pralaya Sthanam. Sthanam means the resting place, rather ground on which all is resting. Everything is happening. Sthanam. Then Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. Nidhanam Prabhupada is translating it as the resting place. And finally, we have to take shelter of Krishna, and he is ultimate rest. Anything else you go here and there is only, it's like it is Param Dhama is the ultimate rest. Anything else is only temporary. Wherever you go, finally you want to go back to your home. So like that, wherever, whatever species of life you are roaming here and there, going back to Krishna's, this Nidhanam is the purpose of life. Nidhanam, Bijam Avyajam. He is the eternal seed. Eternal seed means he is the cause of all causes, final cause of all causes. So something may apparently say, this is the cause of this, this is the cause of this. It's like if you say, Prabhupada gives the example, this is Bhagavatam is the example. The cause of this cloth, cotton, is because of cotton. Cotton, how it came? From the cotton plant. Cotton plant cause is because of the soil. Soil's cause, this cause, finally it will all go to earth, means Krishna's energy. Krishna said in 7th chapter that different seeds are producing different things. Krishna is the origin. So like this, finally you come to Krishna. He is the eternal cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karanam. So like this verse, the previous verse, 17th, 18th verse, and in the 8th chapter, one more verse for meditation, which we discussed. Krishna explains in verse number 9. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. He gives how to meditate upon him. These are all verses for contemplation and meditation. Okay. So next, let's go to 19th verse. Tapamyaham aham varsham nigranami utsrajami cha amrutam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachaham Arjuna. So Krishna says, I control heat. Tapami. Aham varsham. I control rain also. And I control drought also. Just see. So the rain happening or intense summer, what happened, or sometimes drought happens, all is under control of Krishna. Nothing is happening automatically or without anybody's knowledge. Everything Krishna is told in Bhagavad Gita very clearly. When Krishna is saying, I am doing it, he's doing it through his various wonderful energies. In this way, in this case, energies, demigods, devatas. Whether, when Krishna says, Tapami aham, when there is intense, heat to be given, then he has to control rain. He has to withhold rain. There is heavy showers to be given, then he has to control heat. So all these various manipulation and managing various aspects in the whole universal various activities is all Krishna doing by his various energies. Right? That's what Prabhupada says. Krishna with different energies diffuses heat and light through the agency of electricity and sun. Right? During summer season, he checks rain from falling from the sky, and during rainy season, he gives unceasing torrents of rain. Right? So like this, Krishna is doing everything. Everything what is going, basically, these verses from 16 to 19 is meant to give us an understanding that nothing is happening independently in the material world. It is again to reconfirm the verse 10 of this chapter, Maya Dhekshina Prakriti. Everything is happening by Krishna's direction. Whole material nature is working under his direction. And then further Krishna says, Amrutam chaiva mrityuscha. He says, I am immortality and I am death also. In the next chapter, Krishna is going to say, Mrityu sarva harascha. I am death, which will take away everything. So death, when you see somebody as dead, is dead. Even a living entity is dead. You should immediately remember Krishna. Krishna says, Mrityu. Krishna is Mrityu. What is death otherwise? Right? So Krishna says, I am eternal life. I am death also. Death personified. So here, very nicely Prabhupada explains the life force what we are having now. Jivanam sarva bhuteshu, 7th chapter Krishna explained. I am the life force of everything that lives, everything that sustains. So Krishna is finally death for everybody. Somebody may deny, I don't believe in God. God is dead. But finally, he has to die one day. That death is Krishna. Krishna will come as death and he will take away his life. So this is how it is, and this is how we have to understand. Prabhupada says, by analyzing all these different energies of Krishna, one can ascertain that for Krishna, there is no distinction between matter or spirit. Basically, he is everything. For us, there is a distinction. Why? Because we are making a distinction in our mind. But for Krishna, it is all one. Electrical energy. Same electrical energy can be used for heating or cooling. For Krishna, it is all his energy only. At advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, one doesn't see any distinction. He sees only Krishna. Right? So this is the, this is what Krishna wants us to come to the level of understanding. So basically, Krishna is telling that whatever you are seeing in this material world, as different manifestations, is all again, one sense, repeated from 7th chapter. Is all me only, my manifestation only, my energy only. So this repetition is important. Why? Because in order to make the concepts, very, very solidly, concretely, it has to enter our consciousness nicely, and it has to be solidly fixed in our understanding. That's the idea. So this is how it is. Krishna is universal form also. Krishna is Shyam Sundar also. Krishna is a small cowherd boy also. Everything is Krishna. In different ways, he variously performs his leelas. Even this material world is leela only. Whole material manifestation is leela. Again, performed through his expansions as Vishnu. There are 3 Vishnus: Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Paramatma Vishnu. Right? They're all called Purusha avatars. So like this, everything is Krishna's manifestation only. Sadasa Chaham Arjuna. We are seeing distinction as matter and spirit because we have forgotten Krishna, but for Krishna, it is a manifestation for our deliverance. He has made arrangement for our deliverance. That is the purpose. Okay, so we will continue our discussions with the other verses in the next session. Next section, Krishna is going to explain about Upasana Kanda. Right? We understood about Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda to some extent. Next will be Upasana Kanda. So very interesting. This chapter itself is having a lot of very nice Vedic understanding from. So Krishna is summarizing everything in this chapter. So we'll close here. Any discussions on today's topic? Any questions? Any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Before we could come into this kind of understanding of Krishna consciousness, when people would die in the family, near and dear ones, we used to look at it in another perspective, with deep sorrow, etc. Now also there is sorrow, but we have come to the understanding that, especially what the verse just said, that they are also part and parcels of Krishna in different bodies.
Yes.
So yeah, so it gives us a better understanding now.
Because now, see, even in the community of devotees, somebody has, the body is left behind, soul goes journey. But for at least from the understanding of Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavata, we know that soul has performed bhakti during its presence, right? So definitely, the destination is Krishna's will, but his destination will not be like ordinary person's destination. At least that much we can, understand, right? So similarly, this conversation between Ramadutas and Vishnudutas, very interesting. All of you should read that. We were again yesterday reading one more aspect of it, wherein the Yamadutas say, just like there was a springtime in the previous years, and this year springtime has come, it will be same like previous year only. Right? Rainy season has come this year, means it will be like raining, it will be raining. So likewise, the material body now you have got, based on the activities you do, you got one more material body. Same activities will continue. Nothing to be, nothing new. So the Yamaruta say, the living entities, unless they understand about dharma properly, they'll be entangled like this. So basically, the type of a life which mostly people are living is a stereotype life. They all think it is all part of our life. If you ask them, how can you avoid death? No, it's all part of life. You have to go through. Right? So like this, many things, it is accepted or assumed that this is how life is. But nobody will ask any question, is there a solution that I don't want to die? I don't want to take birth again. I don't want to go through all these miseries. I want to be free from all these problems. This question doesn't come. Prabhupada quotes the example of Sanatana Goswami. He says, Sanatana Goswami, when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the first question he asked is, Kiyami, who am I? Why am I suffering in this material world with so many miseries? Right? So this question, generally, ordinary person will not have. Why? Because he is so engrossed. As you rightly said, our conception, material conception of life itself makes us feel as though this is how it is. Accepted. Accepted and just move forward. No questions asked. But when you're a child, you're asking so many questions. Inquisitive. Inquisitiveness is dead after you grow. Right? Because when you're a child, all your questions are not answered. So you have understood in your mind, what is the point of asking more questions? We're not getting any answers. Is the problem. But when you read Prabhupada's books, your all questions will be answered and you will be given more questions and answers also. That's what Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is. It will open up a whole, your inquisitive aspect in your life, in your existence is awakened when you read Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, inquisitiveness is sleeping. Okay, today morning get up, again, take bath and go to work, routine, like a machine will be working. No question, no point of, why am I doing this? Prabhupada gives example of that ass, donkey. Donkey is carrying 2 tons of load of, laundry. Where the washerman is, nicely hitting, take, go. It goes and carries and it dumps. For what? Because after that, a washerman will give a bunch of grass. Prabhupada says, bunch of grass available anywhere, abundantly. But for the bunch of grass, the donkey is working hard. Like that, we have become like asses, donkeys, not understanding what for I am working, why I am working. Dull-headed. So you have to come out of this dull-headedness. And as Prabhupada says, we have to awaken our spiritual sense. Why for I am doing this? What for I am doing this? Right? What is this world all around? That's what Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is teaching us, to see everything from Krishna's perspective. So thank you for that realization. Okay, anything else? Any other question? Any other? Okay, fine. Thank you, everybody. We will meet again next week and continue discussions. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Dandavat
Thank you.
Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.